Hello, me hearties. A very good evening to you, and DINKY-DOO from me, Scottie McCLUE. Lovely to be with you. Saturday night, nothing gets past me, 9 o'clock sharp. Lots to talk about, and so little time to do it in. Hey, everybody. Amy's just joined us. How amazing is that? Fantastic. DINKY-DOO, I say to all the TikTokers and to all the YouTubers, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is big stuff. This is what it's all about. Kareem's just joined us. DINKY-DOO, DINKY-DOO to you, Kareem. How lovely to have you with us. What a week it's been on the TikTok, I tell you. Fantastic. And of course, we can discuss that. There's Tops for here has joined us. Tops, how lovely to have you with us. I hope we'll get an early call tonight. And then we can hear some of your wonderful chat. You're a very popular man. There's the wonderful David Taylor. Hello, Scottie, and everyone listening into the chat. Thank you very much. Good evening, my good fellow Murray. How lovely to hear from you. What a top man. And of course, great congratulations to your dear family. Scottie, what's your opinion on the wagon wheel? I love wagon wheels. I think they're just a wonderful, wonderful thing. McClue's always in time, absolutely carbolic. We cannot keep the likes of Numpty Head waiting. DINKY-DOO, everybody. Thank you very much. Kareem is also on the YouTube channel. We like that. That's just amazing. And DINKY-DOO, Scottie McClue, Mark, thank you. DINKY-DOO, hello there, Ian. Lovely. Alex likes the live. Get sharing, get following, guys. This is big stuff. And Iris, I don't know what that is. So there you go. DINKY-DOO, fantastic. Thank you very much, guys. Tell us where you're watching from. I've got to educate you all to tell me where you're watching from. That's the most difficult thing. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep the wagons rolling. Absolutely. Rawhide. Do you remember Rawhide? Yes, I don't know if they'd be using that title nowadays. Have you ever been to South Africa? No. But I've heard that the braai is a wonderful thing. And when you put it there, I thought this might be. There's a Dutch. Daria says, stay fabulous. Stay fabulous, everybody. Hashtag stay fabulous. Get well soon, Kareem. What's up with Kareem? Hey ho, Scottie. It's Glenn from Blackburn. Glenda. Scottie, remember the gig with Mr. Martin? Mark, yes, it's up on the TikTok videos this week. So get enjoying that, I tell you. And get this on your televisions. A lot of people are saying, oh, where do we get from you? On the television. Remember Black Beauty? I do. DINKY-DOO, Mr. McClue. East School Bride saying hi. Tell us where you're watching from, guys. We like to build up a geographical setup. There's Limus says hi. You're the man, says Mark. DINKY-DOO. Sonny's in Glasgow. That's the one, Sonny. Perfect. You're in Glasgow. See what I just did there? Why do we do that? I wonder, because that's a zero. So we're saying, oh, yes, nothing. I tell you, Motherwell, says Amy. Yes, she's, well, my mother's not so well now. She's been away a long time. I tell you. Thank you for my rose cream, Doncaster in South Yorkshire. Ian, we love Donny. I tell you, as you know, I used to work there in Donny. Hello from Greenock, says James. James, we love it. I'm a branch of the green oak tree. So thank you for that. That's just amazing. Lovely, lovely stuff, I tell you. Good evening, Mr. McClue from a very wet Derbyshire. There were buses from Matlock to Chatsworth House today, a coach trip. I didn't go, but much respect to you, Mr. McClue. Lots of prayers. Hootsman, God bless. I tell you, Roy Michael in Derbyshire. What a beautiful county Derbyshire is. I'll tell you what I've had today, guys. I'm in Manchester, says Marco, from Glasgow, but living in Montrose. Montrose, what's the best place in the UK? Oh, it is very hard to say, I tell you. So there you go. Chesterfield. Yes, with the twisted church tower, the twisted spire. Scottie McClue, fairness, Dinky-Doo. Tommy has just joined us. Lark Hall, says Susan. Susan, as you know, we love Lark Hall. Good evening, Scottie. Just saying hi from the south coast of England. I love it. We've been talking a lot this week on the TikTok about changing Flower of Scotland to the national anthem, God Save the King, Scotland's own national anthem. And some people are going absolutely daft. And the lack of knowledge and understanding is incredible. It's acute. There we are. I tell you, absolutely acute, not cute, acute. Thank you for joining us, Susie Dinky-Doo. Lovely to have you with us. And thank you for sharing the live. Very, very important. Now, have you had a good week, Murray? Murray, what I'm suggesting is that we sing, well, you'll know this, we sing God Save the King at the World Cup. I think that's very, very important. Thomas says, don't be daft, Scottie. No, you'll see it. All the videos are up there, guys. I think we've had about 300,000 of you have looked at these particular videos this week. Loch Lomond by Runrig would be a good anthem. That is a beauty, Amy, I tell you. But would it go to God Save the King? God save the King, God save the King, God save the King, God save the King. I don't know. It's difficult to get the words to fit in. I even suggested, what about if we just sang, God save the King, God save the King, God save the King. I don't agree at all. I'm proud to be British with different countries. No, I don't think that's the case at all. Scotland is 100% British. You can never, ever change that. There we are. It's more royal, I tell you. Save Nessie. You're a complete wind-up mess, Thomas, not at all. You're English, pal. Don't Thomas Scott. What do you mean English? Scottish, born and bred. Scotland is Scottish. No woman, no cry has told me that. You could change that. Of course you could change it. Listen, Flower of Scotland was written in 1967. I think you'll find that God Save the King was written in 1720 or something. It was George Frederick Handel. That was your man, one of the greatest musicians ever. So there you Dinky-Doo, Scottie. Scotland for independence. Absolute. No problem. I'm for independence, but you must get 100% behind the crown. Otherwise, independence is toast. I tell you, Red Ring of Fire. There we are. Wee Lara Dinky-Doo. And I'll be in Balmoral before you, yes. And I'll be in Balmoral before you. It's good stuff. Do you want to be associated? Detective, what are you on about? We're talking about the crown. You guys get all hung up with personalities and people and all sorts of things. The crown is the crown. Been around for thousands of years. Where are you from? I can't 100% place the accent. I'm from Greenock in Scotland. Make Scotland Ulster again. Scotland was never Ulster. The King of England, he's not the King of England, he's the King of Scotland. There you are. I tell you. Open your boxes, Scottie. We're opening our boxes. We're talking. I tell you, here we go. Now, great stuff here, guys. The ignorance that has been abounding this week is huge. So, Flower of Scotland is about 1314 Bannockburn. Ignoring the Orange takeover in the 1600s. So, you're talking 1688, 1689. So, there you are. That sort of stuff. I'm planning to visit Aberdeen next year, Mr. McClue. It looks a fantastic place. Aberdeen Angus looks a wonderful animal with long horns. God bless Roy Michael. Are you a farmer? That's just amazing. I can tell you. So there we are. So, guys, all I'm saying is we sing Scotland's national anthem, God Save the King, at the start of games. Because some of you don't want to give up Flower of Scotland, we could have kind of community singing at the end of the game and drop that in. You know, a bit like the old gang show, the Scout gang show. Scottie, it's been a while. Just wanted to know your opinions on Fortnite. Can you play it once a week? There we are. There once was a line in the national anthem about crushing Scots. No, that's I doubt that's ever been sung, and it certainly hasn't been sung for 250 years. So you're looking at verse 1, but people get a bit hung up with that. So nice try. Stay fabulous, Sam Dinky-Doo. I tell you. How can't it be Ireland's national anthem or the Welsh national anthem? Because they belong to Ireland and Wales. And when you say Ireland, Northern Ireland is God Save the King, and Ireland itself is the soldier's song, I think. Am I right? God Save the King will never be sung at Scotland Games. What are you talking about? God Save the King has been sung for 275 years. And when I was wee, it was sung at all the games all day. There was nothing else sung but God Save the King. And then for a laugh, about 20 years ago, 25 years ago, somebody did it for a laugh, sang Flower of Scotland at Murrayfield. And it kind of caught on a wee bit out of hand. I tell you. Can I have your autograph, please? Thank you, Jason. Yes. Stay fabulous. Thank you, Karis. I will indeed. Did you watch the Wales rugby match earlier? No, detective. That's a luxury I denied myself. I tell you. There we are. Thank you for following, guys. We need everybody on TikTok should be following. Everybody on YouTube should be subscribing. Big style. You just need to accept it. What are you talking about, Alexander? Love Free Cretan. So there you go. I messaged you. Thank you. You're the problem. Scotland moans about taxpayers paying for the working class. Oh, you're telling them that, I tell you. You've not changed a bit since I was away. Well, Bonnie, why would I change? There we are. Hello, Scottie. You're looking well. I hope things are going well for you. I've finally made a bit more progress with my future. Good one, Murky Lago. We absolutely love that. Are you Big Percy the golfer? Big Percy. Percy. I tell you, goodbye and sell you. You do get people like that in golf clubs. What are we all having? Can I get you a drink? There we are. Hello from Strathblane, Scottie, says Fred Scuttle. Fred, are you the Scuttles of Strathblane? Fantastic. Now, who have we got here? Clemens Dinky-Doo. So, Flower of Scotland, very, very short tenure. And I don't think people realise that we sang God Save, well, it was God Save the Queen then, as they're interchangeable. And we did that every single day when you wakened up in the morning, as soon as you opened your eyes. The national anthem, God Save the Queen, on the radio. Then television opened up with God Save the Queen. At night, radio closed down with God Save the Queen. Television closed down with God Save the Queen. I used to even play God Save the Queen at the end of my radio shows. And it was very popular. Everybody could stand up. Flower of Scotland, when will you see your lights again? I love a national anthem. Billy, it's never ever been a national anthem. It's just a folk song. You might as well sing Pop Goes the Weasel. In fact, I think we should try that in the community singing at the end of the game. I'm not saying you can't sing Flower of Scotland, just not at the start of the game. That's the time for the national anthem. There we go. That's what it's about. What I want to know is who's doing the Scotland football team's anthem for the World Cup next summer. Well, Amy, that's what I think should be God Save the King. And they should start practicing Running Bear. Dinky-Doo, okay, I've messaged you. It's definitely not God the Sing. Billy, of course it's God Save the King. What are you talking about? So there we are. I tell you. Big Scottie, Dinky-Doo. Yes, you think you don't know. That's right, Alexander. They think I don't know. The Lord's Prayer each day at school, 2 Scottish, should be a daily routine. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. So there we are. Incredible. Now, what else have we got? God save the King forever. Steadfast. Absolutely running bear. No, I mean the song for the campaign. Like when John Gordon Sinclair sang, We Have a Dream. We could probably sing, what about the Scottie McClue song? Or the Goodbye song? Is Big Scottie a hun? My wife calls me hun. She says, Hi, hun. I'm home, hun. Oh, Flower of Scotland. No, listen, Flower of Scotland. I was there at the very first performance. Roy Williamson wrote it in, I think he actually wrote it in something like 65, 66, and they performed it in 67. Freedom will be ours before you kick it, Scottie. No, you won't get freedom unless you get 100% behind the king. Independence, toast. Do you honestly believe that the Crown is going to accept independence without knowing their future's 100% secured? Sober up, everybody. Remember, McClue knows best. I tell you. There we are. Who have we got here? Chris has just joined us. Dinky-Doo. What's your advice for us wanting independence? Right, since you've asked. Step 1, get 100% behind the Crown. So that when the unionists go, well, what are you doing about the Kings? We support him 100%. We sing God Save the King at all our sporting events. We're very, very loyal to the Royal in Scotland. Oh, okay. Then the currency sorted. Not a problem. Then we hang on to the 90 billion pounds we've brought in, right? And start doing up Scotland. See, there was a budget this week, and they were saying there's some more money for Scotland. They're giving us back a tiny percentage of what we've given them. Good evening, Scottie from Cumbernauld. The Scots have been getting robbed blind for, 397 years. That's true. Of course it's true, Bonnie. Everything I say is true. The Crown sit back and watch. No, the Crown aren't sitting back and watching. The Crown are apolitical. Apolitical. They're not political. They can't get involved in politics. There's no sitting back, I tell you. Scottie, I only have access to Teams. That used to be Skype calls. Can be quite costly. No, but Count Artilago, this is my own number. You just dial a number from your phone, and that's that. There's Bryn Breed says, good evening, Scottie. So there you have it. I tell you, they can't get involved publicly. That's right. Prince Charles, Dinky-Doo, caught meddling in politics. Well, it's a moot point, I tell you, in the old days. Probably say, as long as we sing God Save the King, we're the good guys. Well, we need to be the good guys, or we're not going to get independence, are we? So there you are. What power do they have to help us? Well, they bring in £2 billion a year, so don't bite the hand that feeds you. I had other half-wits on telling me that they were, what was it they were saying to me? They were freeloaders. How crazy is that? Don't bite the hand that feeds you. That's the stuff. You want independence. Oh, I think every Scot wants independence. Yes, indeed. There should never have been a union. There we are. We need a new government. Well, we need a Scottish government. We could feed ourselves. Of course we could. See what I've put up, guys, in the TikTok video about all the resources we've got. Nobody should be, cold in Scotland. Nobody should be not fed. All that stuff should be zero poverty in Scotland because we're giving our money away. That's the stuff. The problem is the SNP's failed. Well, they haven't failed. They've been 20 years in. That's not a failure in politics, trust me. That's a success story. Where did you think they'd failed? And they'll probably get in again, I would think, when you look at what's about. Labour got booted into the long grass because 2014, because they didn't back independence. What about this one then? Should you have parties in the Scottish Parliament who are not pro-independence? I tell you, no way. I tell you, I was talking about it the other day. I hope you're well, Scottie. Dinky-Doo. There we go. Now, what else have we got? The government and upper class benefit. Well, that is actually fair enough. They do indeed. Stay fabulous, my man. We need democracy to work. Phone! You're live on Scottie's phone. Dinky-Doo.
Hello, Dinky-Doo, Scottie's Martin, Lala. How are you, Lala?
How are you doing, Lala? We haven't heard from you for years, Martin. And Martin, Christmas is coming up. Christmas is coming up.
Yes, buddy, I know. Say hi to Lala.
Hi, darling. How's she doing? Is she all right?
Yes, she's doing well.
Good. How are you getting on, my boy?
I'm doing very, very well, my friend. I lost my mum to cancer this year.
Oh,
in April.
sorry, Martin. Because I know you were very close, the pair of you.
Yeah, well, I was. Christmas was
Tough.
It's going to be hard this year since my mum's not here.
Yeah.
She's to be back in April. I've got mum's ashes here, but my plans are I'm going to try and get a tattoo over on my wrist of her on my lights. Me and I'm going to do the exact same. I've still got the two dogs. I'm up at down in Dalry now.
Nice part of the world, Dalry, yes.
Yeah.
Do you know there's two Dalrys, Martin? There's Dalry in Ayrshire and there's St John's Town of Dalry down in, is it Kirkcudbrightshire? Or Wigtonshire? St John's Town of Dalry. Somebody will correct me.
Yeah.
Absolutely fabulous. It's lovely to hear you though, Martin. I'm sorry about your mum.
Have you been to the market since it opened up?
No, not yet. No, I'll get along because I'll need to get my Christmas shopping.
I know, same. I am starting next week.
Uh-huh. And are you going to get all your stuff?
Yes, I am. So I've got my Christmas tree on, and I am watching you on my telly now.
How's it looking? Is it sounding okay?
Yes, it sounds great, Scottie, my friend.
Wonderful. You take great care of your dear self, Martin. It's lovely to hear you.
Love you lots, Scottie.
Love you lots, Dinky-Doo. There we are. That's our Martin. You're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
Scottie.
Hey, Dinky-Doo, Murky Lago.
Scottie, I'm getting you on Teams here.
All right. Well, listen, I don't want to run up your bill. I thought you'd be able to just get it on your mobile.
Yeah, well, this is. It used to be Skype. Now it's Teams, and I can get you now on Teams.
Oh wow! Yes, and it's not running up your bill.
No, it's just like it's just like what Skype was.
Good. We love that. We love that. Now, how are things? So you're in Poland.
Yeah. And just things are starting finally to progress with my residency.
Right.
It's been a year. It's been nearly a year and a half. You know.
Wow. Crazy stuff.
Had to be really patient.
Well, you've been very, very good. I'll tell you. A lot of a lesser mortal would have really been pulling their hair out.
Well, it cost us not going to England for my mum's funeral. So.
Yes, absolutely. And how's your good lady?
Oh, she's good. Do you want to say a quick hello?
I'll just say a quick hello.
Hello.
Hello, love. How are you? It's McCLUE here.
Hello, yes, I know. Nice to hear you again. I'm fine, thanks.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And you're getting things moving forward.
Yes, hopefully, because I
Ah.
really feel sorry for Johnny. He was so patient that I really appreciate, and he was waiting for so long time. So I'm happy now that things go forward.
Oh, you're wonderful. I'm just so glad he's found you, and I bet he is.
We'll see.
Oh, Scotty, it's, are you keeping well?
I'm remarkable for my age. I'm on the life wave patches.
Yeah, Scotty, we're getting older, you know. I mean, this birthday coming up next year, I'm getting to the big 6-0, you know.
Well, that's nothing. You're just a boy. I'm coming up the big 7-0.
Oh, geez, Scotty, I cannot believe it.
Another 10 years, the big 8-0.
Oh, I hope we're still here for that, Scotty.
I certainly hope so, sir. And listen, it's lovely to hear you.
Yeah, oh, it's magic. I've been trying. I've been wanting to hopefully get a hold of you again because I didn't want to lose touch after all these 40 years now.
Oh, yes, it's getting on that way, I would think. Certainly good 32, 33 years.
Yeah, so, you know,
Huh?
it's
not nothing.
What will you be doing for Christmas?
I'm not just an athlete. Well, as you know, I'm a black belt in karaoke, so I might be singing.
We know, Scotty, we know, but...
Oh, lovely to hear you, and take great care of yourself.
Okay, then, well, if I don't speak to you before, enjoy your Christmas.
And you too.
McClue.
And keep moving forward. Fantastic. And dinky-doo.
Yeah. Okay, Scotty, we'll keep in touch, okay?
Top man.
Okay, bye.
Bye, la. That's Count Moculago, guys, from Poland. Is that not beautiful? You're going anywhere tomorrow for St. Andrew's Day, says Amy. Well, I'll tell you, if you have a look, it's on the videos. You'll see Scottie McClue broadcast to the Falklands. Now, that's a few years ago now, and we broadcast on my mobile phone in those days to the Falkland Islands Broadcasting, and amazing, you know, and they were having a beautiful time in the South Atlantic. As you know, the weather can be very, very harsh there, but they were having a fabulous time. And we were deep, deep in snow in Scotland. So you'll hear that, the St. Andrew's Day broadcast. Check out the videos. It should be near the top. There's probably too many videos now. What have we got here? Well, in the news this week, people are saying the national anthem's outdated and not representing the whole country, pointing out Republicans and atheists excluded. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, we don't like Republicans, Brenda. They're a bit dangerous to this country. So I don't think anybody would want us not to have our royalty and our crown. The atheists, well, I would like to ask atheists what is it they don't believe in and get them to define God. So there we are. Fantastic. Martin's talking to Susan here. We love this. Absolutely amazing. Andy G, thank you for sending me Fest Pops. Guys, you're all so beautifully generous. We never ask for anything on Scottie McClue, but there is a little goal up there. If anybody's feeling flush and wants to pop something in, that would be just amazing, I say to you. Now, who else have we got? Susan and Martin are having a chat. Thank you very much, Mr. Chieke. What have we got here? So you admit they do nothing but line the pockets of the privileged. What are you talking about, Dilly? Why would I ever admit something ridiculous that's not true? Oh, do you mean the governments? Yeah, I mean, they're run by the rich. That's how it is. If you look back at the... I've just followed you. Thank you so much. That is absolutely brilliant of you following. Who else have we got? Scotty looks dire. So the meat popsicle. What do you mean Scotty looks dire? This is the way I look. When I went to read the news on ITV, I said to my boss, the boss came down for a chat. And I said, right, well, I'd better go because you're on in 30 seconds. I said, oops. And I saw him at I said, look all right. And he went, well, that's what you look like. And he went out the door, and I thought that was a little bit harsh. And then I thought, you know, he's quite right. That's what I look like. What was I going to do in 20 seconds? You know, change my face, change my suit, all that stuff. And he's quite right. And I thought, well, he wouldn't have hired me. Now, there's, Meat Popsicle's a baddie. A baddie. Let's get Meat Popsicle away. I see. There we go. One of these. He's gone. You're live on Scotty's Phone In. Who's that? Hello. Music in the background. We can't do that, of course. So there you are. Stay fabulous, Dinky-Doo. Remember, if you're coming on, guys, no music in the background. The planet's degenerating fast. That Meat Popsicle, that was interesting. He was against us. Scotty doesn't look good, all that nonsense. And then you see that he's one of these negative characters. I tell you, stay fabulous, everybody. That's what it's about. We're a little bit behind on the old, little bit behind on the TikTok here, guys. Yes. Dinky-Doo, Scotty, a few streams since I joined from the glorious Greenock again. Good to see you. You're live on Scotty's Phone In. Who's that?
Hello, Scotty. It's Topsy.
Topsy, hey, how are you? Was that you with the music in the background?
It was. It's the most bizarre experience. What happened was it went through to like a professional IVR. We're sorry we can't answer your call at this time. And then it played music through, and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting, and then nothing happened, so I hung up. But just as I hung up, you answered. It's like and then it sends me a text message saying, "I'm sorry we couldn't take your call."
Well,
it's like phone in the bank.
Well, the new system is absolutely brilliant. I mean, I've had to shell out, but it's absolutely brilliant. You know, I mean, it does all these lovely things. It tells me, it sends me information to my phone. You missed this call from this person and that call from that person. You know, just absolutely. And of course, we've got two numbers now. Again, I've had to dig deep, but it's so worth it. I mean, it's a super system. I'm just looking at the switchboard here.
Well, you've got to be careful because it did give me the offer to leave a message, and I think you might be opening up a whole can of worms if you do that.
Well, of course, you can change that with a click.
Yeah.
You know.
Listen, you might not like this, but I'm going to have to take you to task over our national anthem.
Listen, it's not a question of me, Tups, like it's a question of everybody discussing what they feel about important things. And that's always been the purpose of McClue. And you'll know, nobody will know better than you probably, the whole variety of calls that I've had over the last 34 years. And you know, as I say, I think you've even said it yourself, we might get some old lady who wasn't well. We might get somebody who was lonely. We might get a half-wit shouting and bawling and screaming and shouting. We might get the boys, well, they didn't phone, but they were in the big house. And, you know, and I used to get letters from them regularly, you know?
Yeah, well, just briefly, we've kind of kicked the bum out of this, so I won't labour the point, but that verse 6.
Well, nobody's ever sung that verse 6. People use it to try and put down the idea of the Scottish national anthem, but we'd never sing that.
But you can't really weave it away like that. The Germans do that. You know, the German national anthem.
Yes.
It's considered extremely bad form to sing Deutschland, Deutschland.
Yes, absolutely. Well, of course it is very bad. I mean, I remember a German guy saying, "Oh no, that is very bad." But it's still the tune Salzburg, isn't it?
But the thing is, they haven't changed it. Between you and I, Scotty, I think the Germans might be keeping that part of the song in their back pocket for future use.
Oh, let's not go there. Don't start opening that size of a can of worms. No, I think that, I mean, people use this when they're trying to score a point. And I think, nice try, but no. If it's ever been sung at all, it hasn't been sung for 250 years. And we only sing one verse, God save our gracious King, long live our noble King. Or, at a push, if it's a very cultured organization, they'll do verse 2. Now, people are so daft that they've been telling me that they think verse 2 is the one you're talking about Marshal Wade, General Wade, right?
Yes.
And I remember driving, I won't go into details about the house, but I remember driving through this beautiful old estate in Yorkshire when I was down at Yorkshire on a Saturday evening. And I came across this obelisk, a memorial. And I stopped, and there was a little plaque on it. And it said, this was erected to celebrate the clobbering of the Scots. I can't remember the words. The clobbering of the Scots at Culloden. So I stood, and as you know, I like my Christianity, and I said a prayer for all these poor souls at Culloden and for the poor misguided people that had the big English estate. So they had been taught that the Scots were just a bunch of savages. And then, of course, they took away our Gaelic, they exported us, they took us off the land, they burned us out. There are all these things. So it's quite a tough sell to give the English king, right, a push. But he's not the English king. Well, he is the English king. And they themselves get it wrong. They say, you know, he's the King of England and all this. And I think the present king, when he was Prince of Wales, corrected somebody and said King of Britain. So let me stick with you here. Please stick with me because this is so important. In 1603, Scotland took over the English crown, making Scotland the dominant crown, right? So they took over that with the Union of Crowns. Nothing to do with the parliaments, nothing political. They took over the crown. And Sir Somebody rode all through the night and fell off his horse covered in mud and blood in the grounds of Holyrood and kissed hands with James VI, who was Mary, Queen of Scots' son, and who'd also been baptized Catholic and baptized Protestant. So, well, he was, because what happened, the newly formed Protestant church, the Reformed Church, what became the Church of Scotland, right? John Knox, St. Giles, all that stuff. John Knox was a Catholic, you see. People go, Knox. John Knox was a Catholic. He was not. Yes, he was, because everybody was Roman Catholic. So they preached against it, Reformation across Europe, Calvin, Gutenberg's Bible, getting the masses, teaching the masses to read, the Roman Catholic Church keeping it in Latin to keep people ignorant, all these things. Now, this is a tough sell, but you've then got the Scottish king, the predominant. So instead of two crowns, which is what Flower of Scotland's about, written in 1967, I attended the first performance because I loved the Corries, right? And Roy went to the same school as the king. It would be a good bit ahead of him. Roy would be about maybe 85 or 86 now. He died quite young, sadly. But it's based on the chorus of the Hebrew slaves from the opera Nabucco. So if you hear that Hebrew slaves chorus, it goes, "Speed your journey, O flower of Scotland," right? So that's what it's based on. Now, it's not a national anthem at all. It's a folk song. It's about Bannockburn when there were two separate countries, two kings, two crowns. and we sent proud Edward home. Now, Charles, our present king, is descended from Robert the Bruce, or Robert de Bruce, who was French. So people go, they're German. You say, no, well, Robert the Bruce was French. So I have all these dafties who've had their heads stuffed with nonsense of all different persuasions and religions and everything. Very, very difficult to explain to them that the crown is Scottish. God save the king is Scottish. My other agenda, and as you know, McClue never has an agenda because I'm not political, but my other little bit of agenda here is that if we all get behind the king, the Unionists may come on board for independence, because that's their big panic, is that we lose the crown in the Bible.
I mean, Billy Connolly, you know, as with all things, you only have to look to Billy Connolly for insight. He suggested it's why we kept getting beaten at World Cups and Olympics, because the national anthem is so boring. And he suggested that we change it to the theme tune from the Radio 4 posh soap opera, The Archers.
Da, ra, 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 ra. Yeah, but well, I would say you might as well sing "Pop Goes the Weasel," you know. But it's the way they're singing it. When Roy wrote this song, it's sung very quietly. So they did their introduction on their big guitars, sitars, mandolins, whatever instruments these very talented guys were playing on that number. And then it starts, it goes, "Oh, flower of Scotland." Now you've got every mad hooligan with a few cans in them going, "Oh, flower of Scotland." And then they've added bit, "We sent his army." Whose army? You know, and it just looks embarrassing on the world stage.
Well, you will possibly remember this. One of the reasons why football has always been dead to me was I was there in 1978. I wasn't there in Argentina, but it was famous, very famous in '78. And Scotland was the only home team that qualified for the Argentinian World Cup. And the madness descended on the country. They really thought they were going to win. The song that got into the charts, "We're on the March with Ali's Army."
I remember it. "We're on the march with Ali's Army." And then, of course, boom.
We got our backsides handed to us. But you were possibly even there, Scottie, in Hampden Park in Glasgow in 1978. I was 9 years old. I was brought there as a kid. There was a massive farewell to the team. They built it up so much. There was a rumour going around school that they were going to fly helicopters onto the turf to take the players away, and there wasn't any match. It was just simply the team going out and saying, "Right, we're off to win the World Cup." Were you at that, Hampden?
Am I? Well, no. You see, I didn't used to go because I can't be bothered with all this crazy fever and you know, the shouting and bawling and the fighting, and because I just can't be bothered with that, because I have no hate in me. You know, I mean, I once worked with a guy that turned out to be one of these malignant narcissists. I was just a nightmare. But I have no hate in me because it produces nothing. So I only have love and sympathy. And if somebody's got a problem with me, that's their problem. You know, so I don't buy it, but I'm trying to get Scotland to clean up its act. I'm trying to drag it out of the dark ages when they're singing about 1314. They're screaming and shouting about something 711 years ago. How does that look when they're wanting independence in a modern day Scotland?
I agree with you entirely. I've never been to an Old Firm match between Celtic and Rangers, but apparently it is horrific. So no, I've never had any interest in it. But the songs, it's an interesting thing. The songs that they release for World Cup campaigns, because I think it was the last time Scotland qualified in the late 90s. It was a Scottish band called Delamitri who
Yes.
did a song.
Wonderful.
And I like Delamitri are a good band, but the song that they released, they also felt the pain after Argentina 78. So the song was called, get this, Just Don't Come Home Too Soon. So that's from one extreme to the other.
Am I not right in thinking, Tups, that the only real celebration that this country, and when I say that, I mean the four countries, Britain, right? That's another thing I need to talk to you about, that they're getting very mixed up about. But I think 1966 England, is that not really the only actual true success that we've ever had?
Oh, good.
Well, no, the Lisbon Lions, Jock Stein's Lisbon Lions.
If I hear, oh, they think it's all over, it is that. If I hear that one more time, I'm buying myself a rifle, Scotty. See that, and then they're doing it already. The England pundits, they're doing it already. The amount. See if I hear one more reference to Jeff Hurst. Oh my God!
Well,
why we don't support the England football team.
Well, I'll tell you, no, but it is funny that we don't actually, and it's the same. If Rangers are playing, another team, why does Celtic not support Rangers, and vice versa?
Yeah, but it's just the repetition.
Yeah.
And the thing is, England are never going to win the World Cup, right? But they genuinely think that they will. So it's an endless.
I think you've got to have managers of the caliber of the people like Sir Alex Ferguson, like Jock Stein, that sort of stuff that really, really, they're just different class. They're just up there. Now, when I was in Manchester working, when I was in Aberdeen, Alex Ferguson was the manager of Aberdeen. And then when I went down to Manchester, just at the back of me, outside the window of my studio, was Old Trafford. And in a summer's night, the big red and yellow sign, Manchester United FC, flickering on the canal. And they won everything. Everything was the go at the time, and they won everything. So it was a very exciting time, not just to be there, but to be on the radio and to be part of it, and to see everyone in Manchester screaming about in cars with flags and all the rest of it. To have Sir Alex, being interviewed by the station, all these things, just a very exciting time. And this is where I've been so lucky. But, Tups, I've got to run this past you. So, Britain, right? They're talking about Britain. Now,
I'm familiar with it.
You are very familiar with it. Now, Britain is a landmass. There's no such country. When the British Prime Minister leaves office, they say, I love this country. And you think, what country are you actually talking about? Is it Scotland? Is it England? Is it Wales or Northern Ireland? What country are you talking about? And that's when our politicians get it wrong. They don't know who they're actually representing. So well, this country, the UK is... the UK is a political union. Britain is a landmass. Scotland is British. That's another thing. They go, I'm Scottish. I'm no British. And you think you can't be one without the other.
That's a very good point. When I lived in Quebec and in Montreal for about 25 years ago, and I was trying to explain the concept to the Quebecers about, you know, how Scotland fits into it, and then I ended up tying myself up in knots.
Well, you do, because you see, Scotland, what can I say? Westminster governments are scared stiff of Scotland's brilliance and its potential and its wealth. So I put up something today. No Scot should ever be freezing or starving or children in poverty, because we send £90 billion to Westminster and they give us about 30 back.
Yeah, that actually came up in my YouTube feed, but it wasn't attributed, so I didn't click on it. I didn't know it was you.
You didn't know it was me?
Yeah, it didn't come up with the Scottie McClue talk show underneath it.
All right. Yes, I get you.
I try not to pollute my video feed.
No, I absolutely keep it clear for McClue. Everybody should keep it clear for McClue, because, okay, I might admit that on occasion, I maybe have slightly triggered one or two people on occasion over the last 34 years. But by and large, if you listen to what I'm saying, you'll find out it's 100% the truth.
Well, just very quickly, I'll
I had a guy on earlier and he said, oh, this is this idiot weaponizing, he's got no brain, and I've seen brighter people in a pond and all this stuff. He came on and said that to me. Do you know what I mean? And it just makes...
He said it on air?
No, he put it in a comment. And what I'll do with that, you know, a half-wit like that, is just block them immediately.
I wish I could do that in real life. That would be great.
Well, you probably can, actually. It's just, no, but I block them because there's no argument. They're not able to argue with you. I mean, even if I thought, you know, this person's completely wrong, I'm not going to call them, you know, an idiot or a half-wit when they're obviously very highly qualified. The funniest thing I've ever heard was I was sitting in a meeting of academics, and these guys had things like doctorates, not just, and doctorates, what you call honoris causa, yeah, not cum laude. Cum laude, not honoris causa. So an honoris causa doctorate, as you'll know, is an honorary doctorate. Cum laude.
Well, that's what GPs have.
Yeah, absolutely. So GPs are, you know, doctors under sufferance by a lot of real university doctors.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you'll get your PhD, you're an actual real doctor. Yeah.
You're right in there. Well, it was a room of academics, and some of them had 2 and 3 doctorates. And somebody brought up, they went like this, Tups, they went, well, John says, and another one goes, oh, John's an idiot.
I was finishing, you know, I wasn't on last week. I was
yes, naughty boy. We missed you.
But you mentioned Christmas songs, and just the last thing I'll suggest is that this is woefully underappreciated by an amazing Scottish artist. So her name's Karine Polwart. You might even know of her. She's folk. She's a Scottish folk singer. It's Karine, Karine. She's no connection to me, but she does. There's a famous British Christmas song called "Merry Christmas, Everybody" by Slade.
Yes.
Now everybody in Britain knows it. Now Slade's a heavy rock band, but Karine Polwart has done a Scottish, beautiful folk version of that song.
Nice.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Now it's only ever had a couple of thousand views on YouTube, but everyone should look this up because it's such a famous song. But it's the best version of the song that anyone. It's a Scottish folk singer. You know, she's active just now, I believe.
Right.
But everyone should listen for Christmas. They should listen to Karine Polwart. That's Karine Polwart, and it's Merry Christmas, everybody, and it'll put you in the festive spirit instantly.
Fantastic. Tups, as always, a joy hearing you.
Okay, take care, buddy. I'll speak to you soon. Okay?
Dinky-Doo, la, thank you. There we are. Good chat. Always a good call. Top swear. Hey. The volume's a bit low, Scotty. I know, Susan. I'm just wondering if I could have done much about that. I don't think so. No, I can't do anything about that, Susan. So old Tops will have to just talk up, speak up, I tell you. Scotty and Tops were here show. So there we are. Wonderful stuff. Now then, Merry Christmas all, says Woody Would Not Wood. Thank you for joining us. I'm a bit behind with all my messages. How are we doing for time? Oh my goodness. I want to get 5 minutes. Your volume's fine, says Woody Would Not Wood. Thank you, Woody Would Not Wood. Fantastic. Ali's joined us, says hi, Dinky-Doo. Ali. There we are. G-Dogs just joined us, and Razzie. Guys, what I've done there, I've had to speed up a little bit because there's just so much on tonight, but what a fabulous show. A fabulous, fabulous show tonight, I tell you. So what else have we got? Martin saying hello to Tops. So look up the St. Andrew's Day thing. Remember, we've got St. Andrew's Day coming up tomorrow, 30th of November. Do we really celebrate St. Andrew's Day enough? Wonderful. Patron saint of Scotland. So what have we got? There's Mr. Brun. Dinky-Doo, Mr. Brun. I tell you, lovely to have you with us. And WG Rust has joined us. Say hi. Hi, WG. Good that you could join us. It's been a great show tonight, Scotty, says Susan. Susan, bless you. I am very glad you have enjoyed it. And as I say, anybody that thinks, oh, it's a shame for Scotty, it's not on the radio at the moment. 300,000 people watched the TikTok last week. 300,000. How many radio stations get 300,000 for an hour? There we are. Fantastic. So McClue is your man. That's why we still do it. Can you tell me in a nutshell the whole of the British Empire? Yes. Glasgow. Glasgow. Absolutely pivotal. Everything to do with the empire was from Glasgow. They called it the second city of the empire because they didn't want to lose any kudos from London. But the Scots ran the empire for the British government. All the bright ideas, all the invention, all the personnel, all the traveling, all the hard work. Scots. Scots. Yes, absolutely. I'll be celebrating St. Andrew's Day with some stottie and peas pudding, washed down with some dandelion and burdock. RF, don't tell everybody that, or you'll get mobbed. That's what it's all about, I tell you. Who else have we got here? Highland Shots just joined us. Lovely to have you with us, and thank you for joining us, guys. Tonight has just been outstanding. I'll sing you the goodbye song, and then we have to go. Are you ready? Hey, goodbye, everybody, goodbye. Take care, everybody, as you go. Goodbye, everybody. Avita Zane. Au revoir and cheerio. Have to go, my darlings. Good night, all. Thanks very much. Good night, Tops. Good night, Susan. Have a great week, so Susan and you. I tell you, everybody to RF's house tomorrow for the peas pudding and the dandelion and burdock. So I am being told by Amy. Night, guys, and Dinky-Doo. Jeff, thank you very much. Stick out your tongue and say ta-ta. Ta-ta-la. There we go. And stick out your tongues and say ta-ra on the YouTube. Dinky-Doo, lads. That's it. Time's up. You're more than welcome. Dinky-Doo. Papa.